In The Wait, in 1933 Oregon, Samuel Murphy, played by Ethan Hawke, is torn from his daughter and sent to a brutal work camp. The warden of the prison camp, Clancy, played by Russell Crowe, tempts him with early release if he smuggles gold through deadly wilderness, but betrayal festers within his crew and Murphy questions how far he'll go to see his daughter again. The Wait is directed by Padraic McKinley, and this is his directorial debut, and The Wait just debuted at the 2026 Sundance Film Festival. The Wait is a pretty entertaining action-adventure film, a type of film we don't really see anymore, and in this film, Ethan Hawke plays a single father with a daughter, and he gets into when he's looking for an apartment with his daughter, he gets into some scuffle with some guys, and that he ends up punching a few of the guys, and it turns out one of them is a police officer, and so he ends up getting sent to a prison work camp. The warden of this prison camp is played by Russell Crowe, and in the first few scenes of this prison camp, Ethan Hawke, he's a bit quiet, a bit of a loner. He doesn't really socialize with the other men in the work camp, but he slowly opens up as the film goes on, and the warden, Russell Crowe, he takes a shine to him because he can see that he's very smart, and he can work out problems quite quickly, and he's good with his hands. He can fix cars, and he can just fix problems very, very quickly. So Russell Crowe says to Ethan Hawke that he can get him early release and go see his daughter if he smuggles some gold from him for a friend, because at the time in the 1930s, the government is taking all of the gold from the mining that they've found and keeping it for themselves. So this friend of Russell Crowe wants to smuggle this gold so they can keep it for themselves. So Ethan Hawke has to choose a few of his prison workmates to smuggle this gold. They have to walk 5 days to the checkpoint, and through like very brutal wilderness. They have to go through forests and cross rivers and cross mountains. Well, one of the most exciting scenes in the film is they have to cross this bridge between two mountains, and this bridge is kind of like an Indiana Jones type bridge where it's almost falling apart. And if they try to, because they're carrying these gold bricks in backpacks, so if they cross this very rickety bridge with the backpack on their shoulder, then the bridge won't hold them. So in this scene, Ethan Hawke has to go in the middle of this bridge, and then there's one man on each side, and so they throw the gold bricks to Ethan Hawke one by one, kind of like baseball, and then he has to like try and grab the brick without dropping it so they can throw it to the other side, because if any of these men, they lose even one brick of gold, then they're in deep trouble and they don't get released from this camp. So they have to be careful that they don't steal or lose any of these gold bricks along the journey. And when they're on this journey, they are followed by a woman played by Julia Jones, who is looking to join them, so she's kind of like a hitchhiker, and she doesn't really know where she's going, but she doesn't really want to stay where she was, so she ends up joining this group of men. And along this journey, Russell Crowe has hired two men to guard these prisoners, so they don't run off with the gold. So at the front and at the back, there's two guys with shotguns. And throughout this film, everybody's like double crossing each other. They're thinking, oh, these guys are going to kill us when we get to the gold, after 5 days when we get to the gold point. So like we should just steal this gold, and some of them get greedy. Maybe we can just steal some gold and nobody will notice. So throughout the film, there's like Ethan Hawke, and he doesn't know who to trust. But this film is pretty suspenseful. There's a lot of set pieces where they have to go through very treacherous wilderness, like as I said, the bridge before, and across a river, and so many different instances. And there's even like a nice like car chase towards the end of the film as well. Yes, this film is the first, like in the prison camp in the beginning of the film, it's a little bit cheesy, where Russell Crowe asks Ethan Hawke and his crew to do like a specific task. It's a little bit campy, and the Julia Jones character, the female character throughout the film, she probably wasn't really necessary. She's a bit of a love interest for Ethan Hawke. Her character wasn't probably really needed throughout the film, but still, it's a good performance from Julia Jones. So she was a nice addition to the cast. But this cast, besides Ethan Hawke and Russell Crowe, I'm not very familiar with them, but they all give very good supporting performances. Julia Jones, Austin Amelio, Avi Nash, Lucas Leon Tennyson, Jaime Zanella, George Burgess. So even though the supporting cast is mostly unknown, they all give very strong performances. I give The Wait 4 stars out of 5. I definitely recommend checking out this film. It's high tension. It's interesting. It gets Ethan Hawke and his crew get into so many different dangerous situations that are very suspenseful and very nerving. So I definitely recommend checking out this film. It's very entertaining. It really captures the period very well as well. So thanks for watching. What did you think of The Wait? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.